Hello my friends, this is Wolfgang with Tools for Ascension. I'm Wolfgang and today we'll be clearing some more blocks, or whatever you want to call them, that are hindering you from connecting with your soul, with your high self, or even with Source itself. So much of my work in working with clients is hunting these blocks down. Whether it's trauma, or it's a spell or a program, or an astral construct. And when I find something new, I'm think, I might have this one too. So let's double check and whether this is affecting me. And then I many times, if it's something new, I definitely still have stuff there. So I'm constantly clearing whatever is affecting me still from my own past lifetimes, sometimes from the future, and also from my ancestors. So in this coming guided meditation, we will be finding out what is still affecting you, and how did maybe you and your ancestors affect others, and then have that cleared by the divine beings. And so we will just be going through the laundry list of all those false light templates, negative programs, spells, and curses. Of course, only accept what resonates with you and reject what does not. I'm not your daddy, your mommy, or your guru, and no driving heavy machinery and the like. And then there's also the question of sitting or laying down. I prefer sitting if I want to stay awake, feet on the ground, office chair, back nice and cozy. Sitting in a lotus seat, for an hour or so, most people cannot do so. And if I want to go to sleep, I lay down, and most people probably go into a deeper relaxed stage and pass out. Another thing, we will be maybe going through some questions here and there. If you don't get answers, maybe you want to keep your eyes open and use kinesiology, muscle testing basically, or a pendulum to get more insight. Okay, so first of all, we ask that everything that happens in this session here and from this guided meditation is going to be for the highest good, in divine harmony, with the most benevolent outcomes. Amen. I strongly advise that you agree to this. And we also ask that we have maximum impact, through this for the highest timelines. We ask that a bubble of love and light is placed around the room where we are right now, or the space, and also our personal space. Amen. 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 And again, I urge you that you just nod your head when you agree. It's your life. Okay. And now we ask Mother Earth and our own highest self, our highest consciousness, and our spirit guides to clear any sabotage and trauma that is preventing us from optimal grounding. Please do so now. Amen. And smile. Keep on smiling and deep breathing, as deep as you can. Something you could not do in an elevator with other people, that deep. And we ask that the optimal routing system is being brought into you. And then, that you be hooked up into the positive ley lines of Mother Earth. Amen. And we also ask those spirit guides and Mother Earth to clear any dark programs and trauma that disconnect us from Gaia. Amen. And imagine pulling the love from Gaia through your feet and root chakra into your whole body. And on the exhale, you send your love and appreciation to her. An exchange of love through the breath. I call it loving chi. You can feel it. It's a real thing. And now we ask that we will be connected to the most appropriate subterranean social memory complexes, if there are any there for us that are best for us and our high self agrees. So be it. Amen. And it takes about 5 seconds for the effects to kick in, so it should kick in now. Most people, feel a shift in their energy besides the grounding, feeling more solid, more expansive. And we ask the subterranean aspects to bring us balance, peace, and clarity, and to put rainbows around our heart. How is that? Amen. Good. And it actually works. We also ask the dolphins to bring some playful, giggly energy to us now. Amen. And smile. Yeah. Yeah. And he asked the high self to create this inner sanctuary, this iridescent bubble around us, that's large enough so you cannot touch it. And then to hook us into the 4 elements. Amen. And I always like to invite these devas of the rose, of lotus, and of tulsi. Amen. And let's ask also for some pearlescent energy from the oceans. Amen. And make sure you have your tongue at the palate at the highest point and smile. And we will be connecting through our higher chakras, higher dimensional chakras above our head. They go up to 2 meters or 6 feet above the head, and connect you to the star nation and other higher dimensional places. And now we ask that any templates that disconnect us from our own high self to please be cleared, and please make sure they cannot be reimplanted. Make this change permanent now. Amen. And you imagine that you're pulling in the love from Milky Way galaxy through your crown chakra into your whole body, especially down the spine, but also into the feet, into the arms. Then on the exhale, you send your love up. So that's a special thing here that I'm doing, running love, I call it, and which connects you with everything. They're saying everything is connected. Well, here we are practicing it. They're saying you should love everybody. Well, here we are practicing it. Running love with Milky Way galaxy. And we also ask that any entities or program that reinstate these type of templates be brought to the courts of divine justice. Amen. And let's also have any jinn programs meant to block healers, prophets, and channelers, and light workers. Let's have those clear too, and make this a permanent change so they cannot put those back into place. The ones that sabotage us. Amen. And smile and keep on breathing love with the head. And as this is clearing up, we ask that the Stargate codes that are for the best of us and that are, in agreement with your high self be cleared. And let's just see on Earth connection. Is it good for you today? Yes or no? And a yes would be an upflow of energy, and to no would be a downflow of energy. And we ask that our Earth connection again be optimized and cleared. Purified means Amen. And the high self connection, is it there now? Yes or no? And if there's interference, we like to have that cleared. Okay, now are you blocked in the third eye? Yes or no? And a lot of you may either get a no or just a nothing, in between yes or no. And so, let's see, did we block others in past lifetimes in their third eye vision? Yes or no? So if you got a yes, you have some karma. So what happened in magic warfare in the good old times, of course, you cut their heaven connection off, so they have no more intuition. You cut their ground connection off, so they have no more powerful energy. And then you also block their third eye, so they cannot see on the astral anymore, see what's going on, right? So, we ask our spirit guides to clear all the blocks that we and our ancestors have placed into others, and then also where it has been placed onto us and our ancestors. If it's for the highest good and divine harmony with the most benevolent outcomes, do this now. Amen. And you might just experience, shifting in your energies, moving in your head or in your whole body. Now there's something that I call sticker programs. It's like at school, we used to put a sticker on somebody's back saying, kick me or push me or look, stare at my fly. And there are similar kind of curses, or constructs can be put onto you. You could call them curses. It's like to attract betrayal, for instance. So are you affected by something like this? Yes or no? Did you affect others with curses like that? Yes or no? And we like to have this cleared now on both sides of the fence, pretty please. Amen, amen, amen. Now, another of those nasty little stickers is like to attract ruin in all things. I have a lot of clients that come to me, I start something, and then it always falls apart. So, do you got stickers like this on you? Yes or no? Did you and your ancestors put stickers onto others? Yes or no? And you like to have those cleared now, pretty please. And smile and just pull in the love from heaven and earth into your heart. That's always a good stance to take. You feel supported and connected with everything. Yeah. Now, is there a program or a sticker on you to attract fear? Yes or no? And did you or your ancestors put stickers on others to always be fearful? Yes or no? Now, a really nice program is, for somebody to be cursed to trigger fear in others. If they're bully, they might just enjoy this, but in the long run, it's not good when people fear you in social life. So, did you get cursed or stickered, with a program to trigger fear in others? Yes or no? How about you and your ancestors? Did you curse others to always trigger fear in others? Yes or no? Would you like to have this cleared now? Both sides of the fence by the grace of Source. Amen. Amen. Now, we all have met people that kind of have the sticker kind of like abuse me vibe onto them. Where they're not gonna fight back, they're just gonna recoil in pain, and it may trigger the dark side in you, the one that likes to poke, your victims. So, of course, there are many reasons why people can give off this vibe. Traumatization can be one of them. But is there a sticker on you or your ancestors to be abused? Yes or no? And did you and your ancestors put this kind of stickers to others? Yes or no? Yeah, I'd like to have this cleared now, please, with the grace of Source on all sides, on all timelines. Amen, amen, amen. Yeah, that feels good. Now, a lot of my clients feel like outsiders. And of course, most of the time it is because they come from other star systems, or they're definitely of higher consciousness, not blending in with the normies, so to say, and they're very sensitive most of the time, and they see things too, and they probably have been chastised about this. So, you could consider this as being out of phase with your environment, which makes you automatically an outsider. Being out of phase with you, it's like showing up with a tuxedo at the biker convention, and you're out of phase with your environment and automatically an outsider. So, is there a sticker or program to you and your ancestors like that? Yes or no? And did you and your ancestors put like an outsider programs onto others? Yes or no? And you like to have that cleared now. And keep on smiling and keep on breathing so strong, so people in an elevator would feel uncomfortable with you. Deep breathe. So another thing I've come across, it's a technology, an astral technology, is kind of like a net over the aura of a person, like a spider web energy overlay, type of a force field that restricts, that puts pressure on the person. It's a nasty feeling you get from it. And we never look for something like this, but once you know how to look for it, it might just be there, right? So do you have like a force field overlay that is negative for you? Yes or no? And did you or your ancestors put these type of overlays over others? Yes or no? Now, the whole sexual curses and so on, that's a huge can of worms. But it affects pretty much everybody. 1/3 of the women are supposedly getting raped or abused in some way. And in the good old times, it was probably a lot worse. So, is there a sticker or curse onto you to get raped? Like the please rape me kind of a sticker? Yes or no? Or you could call it, attracting rapist kind of a sticker, or pheromone. And did you and your ancestors place a sticker or curse onto others like that? Yes or no? And most of the time, this was done, by the people that got raped. They want the other one, the victimizer, to experience similar stuff there. So it's kind of natural that these things exist, right? And then how about, pedophilia, abuse? Are there stickers and curses to attract this kind of behavior? Yes or no? And did you and your ancestors curse others to be subject to pedophilia? Yes or no? And, well, we ask that they please be cleared now from both sides of the fence, and that those children that got stuck on the astral plane, on the lower astral plane at the time of death, that could not ascend into the heaven due to the trauma, we ask that Mother Mary comes and assists them. Amen. Amen. Just give permission, and you're probably going to feel her love coming in now. And just take the love from heaven and earth into your heart on the inhale, and the exhale you send it to Mother Mary. Now, the following sticker has been placed a lot on rich people. They were too greedy, probably by their servants and slaves many times. So, is there a curse or a sticker on you and your ancestors to never be satisfied? Yes or no? And of course, always the song line from Prince comes to mind. You are just like my mother. You are never satisfied. Right? And the always nagging mother. or you're nagging yourself, never happy. And did you and your ancestors put this curse or stickers onto others to never be satisfied? Yes or no? Let's have that clear. Now, pretty pleased with the grace of Source. Amen, amen, amen. So, now another really dark thing of, sexuality is, the fact that we are the descendants either of, rapists or of those that, couldn't control themselves. They're basically the horniest. And then, of course, many times, kids were planned or, appreciated. Not always, depending, of course, on, the social environment and culture. Yes. So we are the descendants of those. So if you didn't have a strong libido, you're probably not longer in the gene pool anymore. So only the strongest libido, survived, you could say. So that's kind of a given, it seems. Sexual hunger. I mean, you can see it in the animals too. Very clear to see. All the nature shows. Very interested in this. How they kill and how they make babies. Yeah. So, is there a sticker on you, or your ancestors to be eternally hungry for sex? Never satisfied, let's say, always, lusting. It's like a curse, yes or no? And did you and your ancestors put like a sticker or a curse to be, extremely lusty all the time onto others? Yes or no? Now, in a very few clients, I've come across a sticker or program to confuse sexual preferences and identity. It was more like an alien social experiment as such. I think in a few cases it was done with malicious intent because it created a lot of loosh, these kind of things. And I'm not saying here that all these identity crises, are coming from this. There are ghosts involved, there are past life involved, there's lots of programming involved about this whole thing of sexual identity. Right, and your relationship with your divine male and female aspects. But have there been stickers and curses like this put onto you? Yes or no? And did your ancestors or yourself, in other lifetimes, put these type of stickers or curses onto others? Yes or no? And you like to have these cleared now with the grace of Source. And then actually we like to have our own personal expression of our soul manifested, not somebody else's programs. And everybody that got stuck on this trauma, we like to have them brought to the Arcturian-like feeling and ascension temples and helped with forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and other counseling into the heavens. Amen. Now another type of curse or sticker or block is, to close the portals through which we can receive our support, our strength and guidance. So this can be your chakras, through which you, of course, get life force and, certain intelligence pertaining to that vibrational level there. But it can also be like a friends, community, the law, or constructs like that. They can be also considered a portal. Or food. So, are there programs, stickers to us and our ancestors to cut us off? From support, strength, and guidance, yes or no? Did we and our ancestors put programs like this onto others, yes or no? And we like to have those cleared now, pretty please, by the grace of Source. Amen. And this guidance, being brought back to those beings, the divine guidance, of course. Amen. Amen. Now, a real simple program, but you find them a lot, are just programs of imbalance. It's kind of like the monkey wrench in the gearbox. Doesn't take much programming, I guess, to get things out of balance. So, are you affected with imbalance stickers and programs or curses? Yes or no? Did you affect others with these kind of stickers or curses? Yes or no? And that's mostly in past lifetimes. And let's have those cleared. Now, a few times in my life, I came across some people that obviously had an all or nothing program on them. Even on a wrestling match, they would not surrender. I mean, you had to basically choke them out, before they would surrender. Very stubborn person. Always this high stakes things of, stuff that's not really that important. So very detrimental. So of course there can be all kinds of reasons for that, mostly to be looked at in past lifetimes. But as a sticker or curse, this could be, if it's illegal, cleared relatively fast. So, are you or your ancestors affected with all or nothing programming? Yes or no? And sometimes these were even vows, so let's ask about that. Are you or your ancestors affected by all or nothing vows? Yes or no? And did we affect others with programs like this? Inducing them to do this kind of stupid vows or cursing them to having this kind of attitude? Yes or no? And let's have that cleared. All right, now another really quirky one I came across. was when false holy water was used. So where the, the so-called holy water that you use for various purposes, generally for a blessing, was actually cursed many times, the used as a vampiristic source, for whoever made this. Yeah, who would have thought about that? So, are you or your ancestors affected by having used holy water that was false? Yes or no? Did you and your ancestors in past lifetime actually took advantage of false holy water? Yes or no? And by the grace of Source, we like to have this cleared, whatever cords were created, dissolved throughout time, throughout the parallel timelines. Damage caused, clear, 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 clear. Return life force and liberate aspects that are still stuck due to those manipulations. Amen, amen, amen. Now, another thing I came across quite often was a false guru vow binding. So, the whole guru thing, that's first of all a contract. The way a contract is made, I surrender to your guru, you tell me when to get up, when to sleep, how long to meditate, what to eat, etc. Then he guarantees salvation for you. Pretty much, or whatever other deal is being made. If you have a black magic one, you probably want power, lots of sex, and other things. So, but this is like about the good guys, where you think you're having a good guy there and you surrender, and it turns out they're just vampires. They're vampiring the life force of all their followers, not giving much of enlightenment in return. And, they keep milking your life force like a cow, lifetime after lifetime throughout the timelines. Yes, yes, that's possible. And don't worry, it already has happened. Right now you're just finding out. So, do you have, false guru vow binding that affecting you negatively or your ancestors? Yes or no? And were you or your ancestors, false gurus, spiritual leader that enslaved others through vows? Yes or no? And, well, we apologize to all those beings. We asked the Arcturian Love Healing and Ascension teams to bring them to their Ascension temples. Have them healed, have these vows cleared, them reunited with their loved ones and brought into the heavens. They know what to do. Just give permission. And just smile and, punch out as much love as you can. Pull as much love from heaven and earth into your heart and send it to the aspects that got hurt. They need it. Now, another stamp or sticker or program I've come across a lot, probably everybody has them on you, and I call them a property stamp. So this can go like, this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend, even if the relationship is finished, they're broken up. But still somehow they don't get new partners because, no, this is my property, this holding on to, it's a certain energy that functions. So that's probably the most common, in a relationship. So do you have a property stamp on yourself? Now, from whom is the most important property stamp in this lifetime? Did you put property stamps onto others in this lifetime? Yes or no? And who is the person that you're blocking the most through your property stamp? And now we ask those to please, 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 please clear those, right? Oh my God. These are mostly all subconscious and, can screw up a whole lifetime. Now, many times, kings or slave owners, so mundane authority, put property stamps onto us. You are my follower, you are my slave, you are my servant. Sometimes this was even done in ceremony or with vows. So let's have that clear too. I mean, if you want to, I'm not going to serve any kings. Yeah. I serve my own soul. And of course, we were the ones in authority. Let's let those go that swore, alliance to us. Yeah, there's a lot of karma coming with that kind of stuff. Let them be themselves. Amen. So we ask Source also to set those free. And whoever got stuck around these, please bring them into the heavens in the most benevolent way. Amen. Amen. And of course, where you become property, life and death, military. They have the authority to send you into machine gun fire, and shoot you when you return, so to say. Your life becomes nothing then, depending, of course, on your general. Do they like human wave, or are they intelligent, right? Yeah. So again, wherever we became property of military or made other people property of us for warrior purposes, let's set them free. Amen. 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 Of course, if it's for the highest good and divine harmony with the most benevolent outcomes. Amen. Yeah. And again, property stems from spiritual masters, gurus, popes, especially popes, a lot of vows of alliance, and subservience, becoming the property of those. It has been done. We asked our soul, if it's not for the highest good, we like to have those cleared now. Amen. 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 These were different cultures, different circumstances, different vibrational levels. And now, of course, husbands and wives, right? As long as you have that ring on, you're the property of somebody else. Half of your stuff belongs to them. Well, this might not be so bad. It's debatable for this lifetime. But let's say for past lifetimes, we surely don't want this bleed over. So any property claims, being eternal property, for past husbands and wives and other relatives you like to have cleared now. Once you were married to a pharaoh, they put some heavy stuff on you. Thank you. Now, a really big boo-boo I come across all the time, is with women, of course, initially, but is chastity belts. So in case you don't know, let's say when the men, you know, like the Crusaders, you know, went south to pacify the Holy Land. Of course, they were worried that, you know, their women, you know, would fornicate. And so there, you know, were chastity belts being made that would have to wear, you know, which made fornication uncomfortable and, you know, impossible. You know, but uncomfortable was probably, you know, one of the things that was resented the most. And so that was one thing, and had a big effect, of course, on some of those women. Another way it was done, there was a magical chastity belt laid onto those women. You know, an astral chastity belt that would repel other men. And unfortunately, many times the Huns did that a lot. And now when they died, you know, that was it for the poor woman, you know. And so the problem is that these chastity belts that are astral, many times they stay, you know, and they follow this person through incarnations, and they're wondering, you know, why there is no action going on. Yeah. So, are you still affected, you know, and this is mostly from past lifetime, by astral or even physical chastity belts? Yes or no? And did we affect others, you know, by placing astral or physical chastity belts onto them? Yes or no? Well, you like to have those cleared. Please, by the grace of Source, clear them, and also clear all the resentment, you know, all the spells and curses that these poor women did unto those that did this to them. You know, clear those too, and help them all to get into the heavens. Reunite them as lost loved ones. Show them their lessons. Help with forgiveness. Bring into the heavens. Amen. Now, probably, you know, one of the biggest curses or stickers, you know, onto people, you know, not just coming from this lifetime, but lots of it from past lifetimes and even from higher dimensions, is disappointed love programs, you know, stickers, curses. You know, where you fall in love and you have big hopes, you think you got the one, and then, you know, they pull the carpet on you, and, you know, it all turns to mush, merde. Yeah, big suffering. You know, who hasn't had his heart broken, right? And who hasn't cursed others either, you know, when their love was disappointed, you know, to be disappointed themselves. So, are you affected by disappointed love program stickers or curses? Yes or no? And did you and your ancestors affect others with programs like that? Yes or no? Let's have that cleared, pretty please. Oh yeah, you know, please, Source, Archangel Michael, Lord Shiva, transmute this. Pretty please. So, this disappointed love, you know, is so prevalent. You know, even with widows, you know, where their loved one is not there anymore, for instance. So there's a, you know, whole energy stash of dark energy, you know, that you're probably carrying around. You know, these unprocessed pain from this stuck trauma. It's probably a lot. First of all, let's just ask your inner guidance. You know, are you carrying a lot of disappointed love trauma with you? Yes or no? from 1 to 100, 100 being all the trauma and pain you're still carrying, emotional pain. How much of this 100% of emotional pain is from disappointed love? Please tell us now. Yeah. And keep on smiling. You might just start feeling this. And well, let's just quickly ask, did we affect others? With disappointing love, disappointing them plus cursing them or putting stickers onto them like that. Yes or no? And yeah, so we asked Source now to please clear this. You yourself asked, to clear this from yourself and others, both sides of the fence, causing it and receiving it. Amen. Amen. And pull in a lot of love from heaven on earth and run it into your heart. If you have to cry, let it rip, unless you're in an office. And smile and breathe, and we ask for heavenly vacuum cleaners to pull out as much of this pain and suffering as possible right now. Amen. Okay. Now, a recent discovery, I made, and I'm not taking these kind of lightly. But, you all heard about nanotechnology. It's supposed to be in the infant states with humanity right now, having tiny little robots that learn how to walk, go left and right, so to say. But, of course, that's official doom. And, of course, there are not other races involved that are coming from other dimensions, time travel, have technology that's thousands of millions of years older than ours. So, I found out that a person is affected by astral nanotechnology. Not done by humans. No. I said this is woo-woo, but this is what I deal with. Yeah. So, just in case, just asked, are you negatively affected by astral nanotechnology? Yes or no? And are you positively affected by astral nanotechnology? Yes or no? And now we ask Source and Archangel Michael, if this is an illegal procedure. We like to have this cleared now, and perpetrators brought to the highest courts of divine justice now. Amen, amen, amen. Reaching through the dimensions to manipulate humanity is highly illegal. And yeah, throw the book at them, pretty please. Amen. Oh yeah. I can feel this one going through the dimensions. Now this is another huge question. So make sure you're pumping love, you're smiling. Did you or your ancestors did ceremonies or vows to disconnect from Source? Yes or no? And, well, I would say if your high self agrees, let's ask that we please be reconnected with Source and that those vows be cleared now. Amen, amen, amen. And mean it. And, probably those aspects that did those vows, yeah, they are in heavy vibe land. The hard time for them to raise their vibration to make it into the higher dimensions, the heavens. So we ask that those that still need liberating be getting all the help they need. Amen, amen, amen. So we give permission. Oh yeah, this can be quite intense. The energy is flowing through you now. So make sure you stay to the end of the meditation to have everything integrated. Very important. Now the other big one, again the other side of the coin, did you or your ancestors do ceremony or vows to disconnect others from source? Yes or no? It's like taking somebody's internet connection away, right? And let's just ask, how many aspects of you are still stuck in the lower astral that need liberating? Is it more than 10? Is it more than 100? Is it more than 1,000? Is it more than 10,000? Is it more than 100,000? Is it more than 1,000,000? Alright, so we went through quite some purification here, but now let's do the huge mop-up. This is very common to all of my meditation, but really important. Right? So we asked our spirit guides, an absolute source and our high self, to spin everything in our systems in the life and light affirming directions. Amen. Anything from DNA, mitochondria, everything is spinning, everything is a circle. And also please clear our connections and intrusions from false light realities and shadow realities, all the way to the highest soul aspects. And also clear our ancestral bodies too. Amen. 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 And our dark energy, our dark chi, attracts other beings that live off this stuff. So we ask now to please clear all entities that have attached to our trauma, to our wounds, to our curses and implants. Like fly on poo. Please clear those entities. And of course, then also transmute those trauma, wounds, curses, and implants. Bring them into the light. Also, please clear any dark force sabotage, placed into us to disempower us. Like any binding devices, vows, contracts, technologies, and AI influences. Also clear interferences that can be cleared now without us having to personally witness it. Amen. And then also clear any karmic residues and leftovers that are stuck anywhere in the planetary and personal light body grid systems. Amen. And then please open and guard the portals through which we can receive our support, strength, and spiritual guidance. Amen. Amen. Yeah, we have a whole laundry list here for source to do and spirit guides to do, and start liberating my soul fragments that are still stuck in creation, especially the ones on the dark side. Amen, amen, amen. And then bring our energies that have been scattered or taken back to us and integrate them and ground them fully back into our bodies, of course, after purifying them. Amen, amen, amen. And now focus, on pulling on the inhale, love and nourishing energies into your skin from the surroundings. And on the exhale, you condense it into your spine. Smile like an idiot. Breathe like a bellow. Like the ocean waves. And we ask your spirit guides, source, Mother Earth, the heavens, to pour out love and light and nourishment. Amen. 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 And you just pack that into your spine. The spine, that's your highway, information highway in your body, and from there it will go wherever it needs to go. Very good. And we ask the spirit guides and high self to optimize our bodies so we can receive and hold more light, and to clear any resistances and programs that prevent us from storing more love and light, from receiving more love and light. Amen. Amen. And please update us to the latest divine codes now. And once updated, bring us to optimal energy level, synergize everything, bring us to vacant day consciousness now, unless you want to go to sleep. And 1, 2, 3, you're fully back in vacant day consciousness now. Amen, amen, amen. We'll come back. Yeah, that's always a nice trip to take. You should feel a lot lighter, balanced, hopefully smiling. So quickly give me a thumbs up and leave any impressions you have in the comments below. It will help with YouTube. I'm available for a personal session where we can go deeper, much, much deeper. Most clients experience Kundalini on the first session. I mean, good Kundalini, and to talk to their high self. No guarantee, but as said, most clients, have this in the first session. Yeah. Some of you may believe it or experience it. Just through this guided meditation. So coming, there are about 300 titles of stuff I have already out there. Look at them, see what resonates with you, and then, when you have time for that special spiritual spa, listen to those. Again, I'm available. The information is all below. I'm opening a German channel, in case you're German. I am. So anyhow, I love you a long time. Namaste.